Today we are going to discuss the Wise coat of arms. But before we get started, we wanted to let you know that we offer genealogy research service at our website. Please visit us at coadb.com. First coat of arms to discuss is blazoned Sable, 3 chevronels ermine, Crest, a mermaid proper. Belonged to the Wise family of Sydenham in County Devonshire, England. The family was present there since 1320, and the crest was used before the year 1400. Another Sable 3 chevronels ermine crest, a demi lion rampant gules, guttee, holding in the dexter paw a mace oar. The crest granted around the year 1400. So, Wise of Sydenham, we had John Wise, Esquire, born around the year 1527. Looks like ultimately he descended from John Wise, who was alive in the year 1403. And from them descended Sir Thomas Wise, a member of Parliament and sheriff, and also Sir Edward Wise of Mount Wise in Sydenham, born 1632. Also by the Wises of Totnes and Clayton Hall in Staffordshire. They descended from Lewis Wise, son of John Wise, who was son of John, ultimately descended from William Wise, born 1560. Also Wise of Fordhouse and Wanwell Court in Devonshire, John Wise of Totnes Parva and Wanwell Court, born 1751. He was a recorder for Totnes and the son of John Wise of Wanwell Court. Had sons Ashford Wise of Fordhouse, born 1786, a member of Parliament, as well as Frederick, John, and Robert Wise, who was Consul General in Sweden. We see the family estate of Fordhouse, or at least one of them. Next is Sable's 3 chevronels ermine between as many adders, erect or. Crest, a demi lion, rampant, argent, holding in the paw a rose branch proper, in the mouth a snake, vulnerating him in the shoulder and entwined about the body verts. This belonged to the Wise family of Brompton Park in Middlesex. It was granted to Henry Wise of Brompton Park, seen here, afterwards of the Prior in County Warwickshire. He was born in 1653. He was a royal gardener, designer, and nurseryman, the son of Henry Wise of Greenwich and Deptford, who was likely the son of Richard Wise of Oxfordshire. Also born by the Wises of Woodcote, Henry Christopher Wise of Woodcote, seen here, born 1806, was a member of Parliament, the son of Reverend Henry Wise of the Priory, and also by Wise of Leamington in Warwickshire. Charles John Wise of Shrublands Hall in Leamington, born 1836, son of Matthew Wise of the same location, who was Justice of the Peace and Deputy Lieutenant, son of Matthew Wise, who was son of Matthew Wise of Leamington Priors, born around the year 1740. And ultimately they descended from Henry Wise. Here we see the family estate of Brompton Park House, as well as Warwick Priory, Woodcote House, and Shrubland Hall. Another crest, a demi lion rampant argent, holding a rose proper. Sable 3 chevronels argent, each charged with 5 leaves vert. Sable 3 chevronels ermine crest, a demi negro in armor proper, issuing out of the top of a tower, argent, holding in the dexter hand a dart of the last, plumed and barbed oar with the point downwards, and in the sinister a Roman shield proper. This was for the Wise family of Lunan and Hillbank in County Forfar, Scotland. Alexander Wise of Lunan had son David Wise of Lunan, who died in 1803, who had son Thomas Wise, seen here, who died in 1816 and had purchased the Hillbank estate in Dundee and the Claremont estate in Jamaica. He was succeeded by his son, Captain William Wise, who died in 1845. Per chevron, sable, and oar in chief, 2 chevronels ermine, and in base a stag trip in azure, crest a demi-moor in armor proper, issuing out of the top of a tower, argent, holding in his dexter hand a dart of the last, plumed and barbed oar, with the point downwards, and the Sinister a Roman shield proper. For Wise of Hillbank, and for Scotland. Dr. Thomas Alexander Wise, born 1802, was a Scottish physician and author, and the second son of Thomas Wise of Hillbank, a physician in Jamaica. Purpale, Gules, and Sable, 3 chevrons ermine, crest out of a ducal coronet sable, a lion's head, argent paletti. For the Wise family of Hinton in Cambridgeshire, England. They descended from Francis Wise and Gilbert Wise. Francis had great-grandson Francis Wise, alive in the year 1619, who had siblings James, Hammond, Driver, and Alice. Argent 2 bars Gamel Gules between 3 columbines azure, stalked and leaved vert. On a chief sable, as many duck's heads, erased of the first crest, a duck, argent, beaked gules amongst the flags vert, amongst the reeds vert. And this is for Wise of Thornbury in Gloucestershire, England. Thomas Wise, born around the year 1792, had issue Edward, who we see here, Anna Matilda, Jesse, and possibly George. Here we see the family estate of Thornbury Park. A quarterly coat of arms with crest, a demi-lion, rampant gules, guttee de holding in the dexter paw a mace proper. For the Wise family of St. John in County Waterford, Ireland, they descended from Sir Andrew Wise, who accompanied Strongbow into Ireland in the year 1171 and was rewarded with large land grants in Waterford. Now, this Andrew Wise that we see here is one of his descendants. Later came Sir Thomas Wise, born 1791. He was Her Majesty's minister at the court of Athens, and he had a son named Napoleon Alfred Bonaparte Wise, Esquire. And there was also an Andrew Wise who was Grand Prior of England and lived in the year 1602. And this is Sir Thomas Wise, I believe, born 1791. And here we see the family estate of, I think it's the Manor of St. John, or it is now. Gules, a harp or over all, 3 chevronels ermine. Crest on a wreath of the colors, a demi-lion rampant gules, grasping in the dexter paw a mace and bend over the shoulder or. For George Wise, born 1850, son of Macaboy Wise, son of George Henry Wise, son of George Wise, Esquire of Cork, Ireland, who was son of Thomas, who was son of Francis Wise, born 1696. They were a family of merchants. And George had son Cyril Raymond Wise, Esquire, who served in World War I as a captain of a border regiment. And lastly, we don't know the shield for this one, but we know the crest is a panther's head erased argent. For George Foster Wise, Esquire of Manby, near Sydney, Australia, born 1814. He was an immigration agent, the eldest son of Edward Wise, a brewer, and he died at Bembridge House on George Street in the Isle of Wight in England. And lastly, there was a coat of arms granted to a Thomas Wise of Warminster in County Wiltshire in the year 1554. We weren't able to find the escutcheon for this one. And if you enjoyed this video, please visit us at coadb.com. Link in the description. Thank you very much.